Hello, now we're going to look at circumference. Now, first we just have to make sure everybody understands that circumference is the distance around a circle. So if I just measured with a measuring tape around here, that is our circumference. Now, there's two formulas that people typically use for circumference. If you take the diameter times a strange number pi, we'll find the circumference. Or sometimes we'll do 2 pi times the radius. And this makes sense because 2 times the radius is the same as the diameter. Um, I like to just use this because it's simple and easy. Um, a lot of teachers use that, so use whatever you'd like. So here they are. So if I have a radius of 4, we know the diameter is 8, so our circumference is 8 pi centimeters. That's in terms of pi. Now, if we want, we could answer this as a decimal. I would need a calculator for that. Hold on a second. My trusted calculator tells me that that is approximately 25.12 centimeters if I round it to 2 decimals. That's good. Now, most of the time we're going to leave it in terms of pi. And now, if it's a real world problem, we'll use the decimal. Now, if the circumference is 20 pi, we want to find the radius. Well, if that's 20 pi, the diameter is 20. That's pretty easy, so then the radius is just 10. All right. Now, if it's 7 pi, the diameter is 7, so our radius is 3.5. Hopefully you get that. But now if the circumference is just 7 without a pi on it, which is what was in your packet, then we would have 2, or diameter times pi is circumference equals 7. So we would take diameter is 7 divided by pi. So I'd take 7 divided by 3.14, and you could use a pi button if you have one. So our diameter is approximately 2.2292. And then so our radius, we just have to cut that in half. Our radius is approximately 1.114, whatever. All right. Now I'm going to wheel down to a wheel problem. Down to number 5 on your sheet. So on the picture we have this weird looking bike, some old school bike, and I'm going to do this one just because the revolutions is a little bit different of a question. So first off, we want to find the circumference of each tire. The front one has a diameter of 52. Second one has a rear diameter of 18. So if I want to find the circumference of big, I'll put a little subscript here just to denote that that's the big one. It's going to be 52 times pi. And since this is a real world problem, let's put this in decimal form. So circumference of the big is going to be 52 times 3.14. It's going to be 163.28. I should say approximately because we are rounding there. What is this? Inches to go around this big tire. Now the circumference of the small, just using subtext for the small here, that's gonna be 18 times pi. So if I do 18 times 3.14, that's gonna be about 56.52. All right. So now here's the question. It says, how many revolutions will each wheel travel in 100 feet? Well, we have one issue that we have inches here and feet down here. So first, 100 feet is equal to, well, if we multiply that by 12, that would be 1,200 inches. So if one rotation around goes 163.28 inches, So the big will have uh, this divided by that, because if this is one trip around, we want to see how many trips around in 1200 inches. And if you divide those, you get 7.35-ish revolutions. Now the small one, we just do the same thing, 1,200, and now we divide it by 56.52, and the small one goes around 21.23 revolutions. All right, hopefully that was enough for you to finish the work. Good luck.